Hey there, friendlies, how's up? I know that this wasn't planned, so I'm not expecting anyone to be hanging out with me just yet. So what am I doing? I have a notebook with cocktail designs in it, and this one is called the Coleman, which is one that I have been working on sort of as an homage to the Coleman lantern. And my original design was not great. I've been messing with it. I got some ideas from a couple of the guys at the Shaken and Stirred cocktail group. It's a TikTok group that I'm part of, and I want to finalize it. I tried one of the designs and liked it, but I want to finalize it, so I'm going to try them both. My ice and my grenadine are both still in the fridge, but that's okay. I forgot something else. Hold on. I feel like I'm... Oh, where is it? Where are you, fool? There we are. Look at my new big ugly juicer. It works great though. So I don't need the juicer because lime was in the original version of this. So I'm just gonna get that off screen, and we'll get rid of these limes. And that's fabulous. That's terrific. So what are we gonna do? The first version is a bar spoon of grenadine. I'm gonna put the specs down below after the fact. 1 bar spoon grenadine, 1.5 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce of Midori, 3/4 ounce of green chartreuse, and we're gonna build it in the glass. Except I want to mix the mezcal and the Midori together because that's sort of going to create the greenness. The conceit here is the lantern is green, clear glass, and red. It's like the Coleman colors. So I'm going to try to get that in the glass. I have my glass in the freezer right now. I'm going to throw some ice in here. Now I'm going to... I just did dry January, so I'm very out of practice here. Okay, so just we're all friends here. We're gonna bear with Jess. So I'm gonna mix the 2 green guys together here. It's gonna be 1.5 ounces of Midori and 3/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse. I am getting low on green chartreuse, but right back. It's unscripted here, guys. I did just buy this local green chartreuse alternative called Calendula Liqueur d'Herbe. It's from a local Montreal distillery. Yes, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Not going to try that tonight. What I do want to do is give it a little taste next to a green chartreuse and see how authentic it is. So, 1 ounce of Midori and 3/4 of green chartreuse. I'm going to try this cocktail 2 ways. 2 different... I don't know if you guys hear that. That's my laundry. It's been a very busy Saturday for me. I'm going to try 2 different variants and see which one I like the best. Who's kicking with me? Or I said, hi, how you doing? Please remember to take a rest and drink some water while streaming, sir. And Real Joseph said, hi. I need new glasses. I can hardly see that on my little phone. What's going on here? What's up with this? That's better. So it's 3/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse and a full ounce of Midori. I will tell you guys something. Before buying this bottle for a specific cocktail challenge, I hated Midori. I hadn't bought it since like, I don't even know when. A long, long time. It's still cloyingly sweet. They have changed the recipe a bit, and it's not quite so bad, but it still ain't great, let me tell you. Now, my ice machine is very slow. I do want to tell you that if this was like an actual video instead of just a live, I would have cracked an ice cube. I'm of the generation, okay? I was there in '77. I'm just going to do the stir to get this down to temperature. What I'm looking for is a little bit of condensation on the glass. Oops. Whoops, 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 whoops. You don't want to be crashing your spoon around and making all kinds of clanking sounds. What you're looking for is, see, I'm talking, so I'm messing it up. That. Okay. Let me put that aside. Because we're layering here, I'm going to get my glass. I'm going to get my grenadine. I do make my own grenadine, but Christmas was very busy, so I just bought a bottle of Paquito. I have no massive love for, I have no massive love for synthetic or store-bought, but this isn't so bad. So 1 bar spoon of the grenadine in the bottom. I'm gonna leave that there because I'm gonna do another try at this. Then on top of that, I'm going to layer 1.5 ounces of mezcal. Now this is tough, okay? So what I did was, because I don't have a bar spoon with a flat top, I bent the ever-loving stank out of a spoon. And I'm just gonna do it like this. This probably ain't showing up very well on camera, but I definitely do want to get a bar spoon with a flat end on it, because that works very well for this kind of thing. The layering here is not going to be perfect, that's for damn sure. And then I will layer over that my green. Now this does sometimes work really well and sometimes not at all. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. But like there's a lot of blending going on between the green and the clear. So there we go. This I'm gonna. Who's kicking back with me? It says I am 52 years old and I'm not offended. Shawnee. How's it going? Shawnee Grows has a great channel that is gardening related. It's not bad, you know. Now, presentation would be you want it to be layered, but then give it a quick mix. So, what I was looking for was the Coleman colors, a smokiness because it's a lantern. It's not like a beautiful hurricane lantern, right, with the flickering flames. It's a gas lantern, but still, you know, we're talking theory and symbolism here, people. Beautifully smoky. It's not too cloyingly sweet. My original design for this was awful. Let me put that aside. And redo some stuff because we're going to try the other suggestion, which was 1/4 ounce of grenadine, 1/2 ounce of Campari, It was right there. It was right there all the time. Such a pro. Okay, so this, I don't even need the knife. I was really thrown because my original design had lime in it. So I was like getting out the knife, getting out the limes, getting out the new juicer. Okay, so this next suggestion, 1/4 ounce grenadine, 1/2 ounce Campari, and then 1 ounce of mezcal, 3/4 ounce of green chartreuse. No Midori, which makes me a little happy. So what we're gonna do is I'll mix the mezcal and mais non, laissez-le. Un petit sip. Hold on, people. The missus is trying the first design. Non, c'est trop sucré. Trop fumé. So that one's too much for the madame. So let's try this out. And 1 ounce of mezcal, 3/4 ounce of the chartreuse. Okay, where's my grenadine? Where's my glass? Chill your coop. 1/4 ounce of grenadine is going to look an awful lot like this. Doesn't really have a 1/4 ounce measure, so I'm kind of eyeballing it here. Okay, so there's my 1/4 ounce of grenadine. Does that look a little like a heavy 1/4 ounce to you guys? I mean, I was eyeballing it because I don't have a mark for 1/4 ounce. Then 1/2 ounce of Campari. Campara. Jeez, you know, you don't touch your bottles for a whole month and they all get crusty. I'm gonna try to layer everything on this one. Qu'est-ce que tu fous là? And then separately, I will mix all my green stuffs. Non, pas besoin, pas besoin. Such a brat. Oh. So I usually do these lives. I usually do these lives on Facebook, but I'm really trying to move as much of my stuff as possible over here. What did I say? Mezcal, 3/4 ounce of chartreuse. I'm gonna be sad when I can literally not buy this chartreuse anymore. I need to get some yellow as well. This is the mezcal I'm using. just in case anyone's wondering. And that's a full-on ounce, right? It's a whole ass ounce right there. So, Shawnee saying cheers. Real Treasure said hi, yes. Russell, I think he calls it Brad. I don't know what he's talking about. Spoon's name is Brad. Got it. What? Welcome, Russell. Sorry, guys. Why on earth couldn't I find this on your channel? I do not know. That makes no sense to me. So right now what I've got is the chartreuse and Campari in there. I don't need all the ice because it's very small. So I've designed this drink to not have a garnish on it, but what do you guys think would go with chartreuse, little smoky mezcal, and the sweeter elements? What would that? Like not a cherry, because the thing is, this design is visually oriented, right? I'm trying to do an homage to the Coleman lantern, so which is why my first designs sucked so hard, right? Because I wasn't thinking flavor first. I was thinking aesthetics first. Okay, this, I gotta tell you guys something. My coupe is too big. This could easily fit into a Nick and Nora. Well, maybe not. Well, it looks nice. You know, it's a lighter green. It does look pretty nice. You can't really see it as well as I can. There you go. So, no Midori. So the sweetness is probably going to be, well, there's Campari though. To drink it, give it a quick mix, just a little one. And let's see. Very different. Still really sweet. I may have gone a heavy quarter ounce of the Midori, of the grenadine. If I drop that back down to a bar spoon, I think that one's more interesting. That's pretty good too. They're both too sweet though. I think this sweet in this second version might be a little easier to fix. This one definitely hits the tongue harder. Hold on, let me cleanse my palate. Tea is good for cleansing the palate. The first one is more mouth friendly for sure. This one's got a bit more energy to it though. It's a little more interesting. Not having the Midori in definitely drops the sweetness substantially. Lets the other spicier notes of the chartreuse and the mezcal come out a lot more. Is it smokier than that one? Not so much. It's not a much smokier drink. I'd say the smokiness is about equal, but all the herbology, no, that's not a good word. The herbalness, the verdant growing notes are definitely more pronounced than this one. Yeah, Shawnee, I don't know what the Real Chosa, are you in Canada or America? In English, I'm in Canada because in English, America is a country, but in French, I'm in both. Kiwi? Shawnee, I hate kiwis. I've told you that. You know that. Something yellow for garnish, like a pineapple? I don't think that would fit. Hold them up side by side, sure. Because I've mixed them both, this one looks a lot more red. When I first made it, before I mixed it, there was this really nice gradation from the red to sort of a very light green and a very clear green. It looked really nice for sure. Subscribe for more fun cocktail lives. Well, here's the thing. I was doing my cocktail lives on Facebook, as you know, but I'm trying to de-meta myself right now because I'm tired of Facebook. So I'm trying this out and seeing if this works well. Anders Ericsson, for those of you who are watching cocktail stuff, just published the ultimate old-fashioned list. So I'm going to watch that because I do love an old-fashioned. So the name of this is Lantern. It's called the Coleman after the Lantern. No, don't come on screen. What are you doing? Go away, small child. They can't have you on screen. Go away. I know. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Moving right along. Like, maybe it doesn't need a garnish. Not every drink needs a garnish. The reason I'm doing both of these right now is because, so this is my cocktail book. My cocktail sort of notebook, okay? There goes my bushcraft book. What I've decided to do is separate out my originals into another book, right? So before I add the Coleman to this book, I want to like finalize it, right? Because I don't want to have the Coleman page in my cocktail book. Actually, it takes up 2 pages. Is this, right? Original design. This is the Serenity, which Scott Green over at Cocktails at Home suggested I take a look at because that uses chartreuse. And then like absolute failures until like the 2 ideas that I'm playing with here. In this notebook, I want to put in like the finalized versions of everything. Comments, that's giant. Real Choso says bye-bye. All right, good. See you later. Thanks for, all right, have a great day, Real Choso. I'll speak to you next time. Everyone say bye. Finalize it. Yeah, I don't. I wish you guys were sitting here so that I could just make a bunch and pass them around. Ahem. So this is my way of saying sayonara to dry January, by the way. I was going to have a drink at midnight to sort of put dry January to bed, but I was playing a video game and forgot until like 2:30. I was like, not going to do that at 2:30 in the morning. I just don't know which of these I like better. I do think I like this one better. No more dry January. I'll tell you, no. I'll tell you why I'm okay with dry January. And while, yeah, video game, I know. I lost 4 pounds in dry January. So I'm going to do it next year too. And I think that's a great idea. It was not as hard as I thought it was going to be either, which is great. Because I always sort of, like the reason I do a dry week every quarter, not this quarter because I did a whole damn month, is because I got to make sure I'm not falling down the wrong side of cocktails and of whiskey, right? You know what I'm saying about the wrong side, right? Yeah, 4 pounds. I mean, come on. I mean, it's still a fat bitch, but I mean, to me, 4 pounds is good. It's big news, you know. So yeah, I'll do dry January again next year. And also doing dry January makes it kind of easy because so many people are doing it. There's like this built-in like support group almost. You know what I'm saying about the dry June, yeah. But you know what I'm saying, right, Shawnee? You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. So I do want to mention again that so this is getting very hard to find. I have not seen a full-size bottle of this in Quebec in months. This is the reason being the Chartreuse monks. Are they called Chartreusian? Carthusian monks, or les Pères Chartreux. Okay, so Chartreuse is like its name. It's the name of the monks in French, essentially. The Carthusian monks have decided to slow down production massively, so it's getting really hard to find. So there's a distillery here in Quebec that makes a local analog to it. Because I'm down to this, I'm going to do maybe a video trying them side by side to see how convincing a substitution this calendula is. Because if it's a convincing substitution in cocktails, I'm going to call that a win, because the scarcity of chartreuse means that you really do spend a lot of money. Whereas this, I believe, was like $43. You need me to take that off? Give me 1 second here. Where are the little hairpins? There we go. One. So, I mean, that's the thing, you know. If I can have the chartreuse magic without spending the chartreuse money and looking and looking and looking just to find a bottle, then that's going to be 12 pounds of win. Can you get the little bun out, or do you need me to do it? I'll do it. Anyone got any thoughts as to whether or not I should put a garnish on? I kind of think there's a beauty to it not having a garnish, you know? How does my mom do this, my bad?
I don't know.
Sorry, guys. This live is the least, like, calm live. Okay, what up? High fivage? This squeakling went to, she has a Saturday ballet class, so. Dry June, Dark Side, gardening cocktail. Ooh, gardening cocktail. What do you think? Bloody Mary, Bloody Caesar, although now it's just called a Caesar. You could kind of make a point that those are gardening cocktails, because, you know, tomato juice or vegetable juice, well, clamato in the Caesar's case. Yeah, the bottles are completely different.
Can we get something to eat?
Yeah, go for it. Can't garnish it with smoked wood. You stepped on ice?
Why is there ice?
Could smoke the glass though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I have I'd like one no tomato. Would need to do research. Okay. There are many things you can do, like with gin, because gin is very herbaceous, and you could add like cucumber. There's a lot of stuff that'll work with cucumber. Child? Okay, what is it you want? What is it you want? I just don't want you on camera. Sorry guys, I dropped a piece of ice and she stepped in the water. Here we go. Grab you them. Is it yogurt you want? Here.
I'm taking blueberries.
You're taking blueberries. That's great.
I I said eating, not
Okay.
chewing.
Do you want the yogurt anyway? Okay.
Thank you, Dad.
Bye.
Hug for me, never stop.
Okay. Here's a hug. This is why I live at like 9 p.m. usually. You have the way to smoke the glass? Yes, cucumber. Yes. Yeah, the kitchen is very busy. What I do is I have a cherry wood plank, a kitchen torch, you know, like for a crème brûlée or whatever, and I take a knife and I scratch up the wood so that it's fibrous, and then I use the torch, and then I put a glass upside down over it. I will do this for my smoked walnut vanilla old fashioned. Guys. Guys. No, I've made 2 drinks. I'm done. Stuff like that. Like, I use that for a lot of sort of the stuff in the old-fashioned model. I don't remember the last time I smoked a coupe, but especially with this one, that might really work. I don't know what that kid's doing. There's a really nice magic to this one. Like, I think I like the green one better, but they're both pretty good. Yeah, she's in the bathroom, so let's get this this party started. Just kidding. Might have to make cocktails in the dungeon, yeah. Walnut vanilla old fashioned. Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you. I would tell you something. Did I do the cherry old fashioned on a Facebook Live? I think I did. The tart cherry, which was delish. I'd kind of like to do a series, not necessarily lives. I could do it as lives, but of old fashions. But I find that a lot of old fashions, especially right now, don't follow the old fashioned. Old fashioned is not technically a cocktail. It's technically a format. Okay, and I find that a lot of the old fashions that are being thrown out, especially on like TikTok and some YouTube channels, don't really follow the format. They're like, is that really an old fashioned? There's a lot of things going in there. I think that's just a straight up cocktail, dude. And that's the thing. There are many ways, but to me, like, I'm a classicist, okay? To me, if I say, would you like an old-fashioned, not a Wisconsin or a perfect, or if I say, would you like an old-fashioned, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a rocks glass. I'm going to put a sugar cube, no matter what anyone says. I'm putting a freaking sugar cube in there. 4 shots of Angostura bitters, 4 shots of orange bitters, bar spoon of soda water, because sugar does not dissolve well in alcohol. But it's okay in water. So that's what I'll do, okay? That's what you start with. Muddle it, get a nice little crystalline paste going on. Then I'm gonna drop my ice cube in. Then I'm gonna add 2 ounces of either bourbon or rye, depending on how I'm feeling. I used to do exclusively a rye old fashioned, but I've really moved more towards the bourbon side of things. I include Tennessee whiskey in bourbon, much to the chagrin of some of my viewers, but I do it anyway. The thundering of the keyboards notwithstanding, it is bourbon. It's American whiskey. It's just a different process. And by the way, I don't think the Lincoln County process definitely gets you a better drink at all.
To put soap on her hands?
On her hands, no. Just on yours.
So I pretend and I put soap on her hands?
Her hands you can just wash with water. It's your hands that need the soap.
No, I mean pretend.
Oh yes, pretend, sure. Can I
Pretend
go back to my
with
life?
soap?
Yep.
Yes, you can.
Back to business. I do have to. One thing I do want to say is that she's really freaking cute. 6 is a magical time, but I am trying to do a live stream here. I'm still trying to decide. The more I try them, the more it's this one, the original. Not the original, the first one I made today. So that one has, let me find my page. Let me find my page. The one that I think is the winner is a bar spoon of grenadine. That one would be much better with a bar spoon though. 1.5 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce of Midori, 3/4 ounce green chartreuse. I think that's the winner. It's close though. That's what I'm putting in the book, in the notebook, the finalized note. There's so many ways to make an old-fashioned. Yeah, and I don't think that they're all really old-fashions. The way you set up your old-fashioned makes me want to start drinking again. Don't start drinking again. The last thing I ever... So, when I was a film student... No, this was an independent movie, not a student film. Never got distribution, never got finished. We had a character who was smoking, like a lot. And the actress we hired was an ex-smoker. And ever since that shoot, he's no longer an ex-smoker. And this is like 25 years ago. So I feel really bad about that. And so, no, don't start drinking again. The reason I'll tell you, the reason I like the sugar cube instead of simple syrup. The people who do simple syrup instead of an ice cube and a sugar cube in an old fashioned, it makes perfect sense in terms of creating a cocktail, okay? Because what it does is it creates the sweet, but the simple syrup just it melds, shall we say, better with the other ingredients. But what I like about the old fashioned with the sugar cube is that I like how it evolves as you drink it down. Like as you drink the old-fashioned down, it gets kind of crunchier or more gritty, like a sugar grit becomes much, much more noticeable. And I like that change. So it's not, I'm not just a classicist, okay? It's like I like how it progresses as you drink the old-fashioned down. Peanut Trucker's in the house. How's it going, Chris? I think 3 is cute. You're saying it's going to get better? Of course it gets better. 5, 6 is magic. It's magical. It's the best. 3 was pretty cute too, though. Canadians in the house. How's it going? Your drink is right here. You just got to come and get it. I'll make drinks for anyone. For Christmas, my wife gave me a portable bartender bag, which it's a bartender bag that I had discovered through another member of the Shaken and Stirred cocktail designers group, the TikTok group I'm part of, where we've got a Discord. And I was mentioning that I had gone to a cousin's party. My wife told me that to get over my social anxiety, I was to find 2 standard, like run-of-the-mill cocktails that I could collect the stuff for, and then 1 signature Christmassy cocktail, because it was a Christmas party, and bartend all night. And so I did. And I had no anxiety, because I started my conversations with, what can I get you? Right? So unlike most parties that I have ever been to, where I walk into the party and like I stay at the snacks, or I pretend to be having a conversation on my phone, or like somebody asks me a question and I'm too shy to actually answer, I was like, I can make that. What, you want more vodka in that? Okay, boom. And I bought like run-of-the-mill alcohol because A, party. So don't throw your best stuff out there. Like this would not come out for a party, right? If I'm having a supper and somebody who likes mezcal comes over, I'm like, I got something you might like. But if I'm just like pouring drinks at a party, frick no. You know, tequila shots. Well, I wouldn't pour tequila shots. But if I was, I would just buy, you know, whatever is at the SAQ mid-range. I never go for like bottom shelf alcohol, but I don't want to spend the money on top shelf for a party. Because you're not, a party is not where you're like, I'm picking up notes of calendula. Sea salt. Is that turmeric? You know, that's not happening at a party, right? At a party, someone's talking to a friend, boop, and they're talking to a friend, boop. They're not paying attention to the booze. So I bought some run-of-the-mill mid-range alcohol. Made drinks, enjoyed my night, had a great time. One of the husbands was a problem. He's a problem drunk. He kept trying to start something with me. So I finally told my wife, this is happening. We gotta go. But you know, I worked in a bar at one point, not as a bartender. I don't want to, you know, stolen glory or anything. But you know, I can sort of not escalate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm, you know, I'm okay at de-escalating, but I at least know how to not escalate. Just getting this off. Who's here? Peanut Trucker likes sweet. Ain't no getting over social anxiety. I tell you something, man. It just kills me. And it's funny because I can talk to a lens, right? I can talk to a lens. But if you drop me in front of a group and say, tell us about yourself, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Hey, Jennifer's here too. Not sure about an old fashioned. Guess we need to try. You know, an old fashioned is the beauty of an old fashioned is that it's such a simple drink. It's such an old fashioned drink. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's none of the tiki madness. There's none of the sort of I can actually see this better without my specs on. So clearly somebody's got to get his eyes checked. The simplicity of the old-fashioned is magic to me. When I go to a new bar or restaurant and, you know, they're asking about cocktails, I always start with an old-fashioned because if they... Oh, this channel's not monetized. If they fuck up an old-fashioned, I'm not going to trust them on the other drinks, right? If, like, they take a scoop of, like, ice, throw it in, toss a bunch of stuff in, another thing that... if they free pour instead of using a jigger, that tells me that I'm just going to stick with the beer. There are some very skilled free pourers, but for me, if I see them free pouring for cocktails, I'm like, nope. I know, 2-second pours, no, don't care. I don't care. The unicorn is your new assistant. Guys. Oh, you like sweet drinks, Jennifer. So you're probably into like a lot of tiki and stuff like that. I don't like tiki. My wife loves an amaretto sour. I make an amaretto sour for her all the time using a local amaretto here that is delish. Peanut Trucker also likes sweet. So maybe you would like an old an amaretto sour or something peach-based, fruit-based. Are you guys leaving thumbs ups, by the way? Marcus in the house. Marcus, we got to talk. I want to have you on my main channel for a talk about lanterns. Tension was on an escalator yesterday. It wasn't working. You ever walk up a non-functioning escalator? It causes vertigo. Don't look at the steps. Don't look at the steps, for God's sake. Hey, Jeff, whiskey is here. Evening to you, mister. Oof, it's almost 5 o'clock for me, so you're going to go to bed pretty soon. Boom, 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 boom. Those of you who don't know, oh, Marcus loves an amaretto and Coke. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm thinking. It's got to happen, but I'm not sure what I'm thinking. I'll ping you though, and we'll talk about something like. It would be nice if it could be sometime this month, but March is tough. March is the St. Patrick's Week slaughter. Yeah, the first one I did is definitely the winner. That's the one that's going to go into the cocktail book, the cocktail notebook for sure. Yeah, Marcus, let's ping each other offline, especially since that is related to my other channel. I do want to say, if any of you guys are into whiskey content, Mr. Jeff Whiskey is a channel that you should be watching. Unlike me, he is putting out a lot of content. I will get back to it. Burnett's a bitch. That's all I'm going to say. And his stuff is great. Well, wait. Try smoking the glass before it goes into the book. Yes, because if I smoke the glass, it may change one of these. Massive. I'm not going to do that right now because I've essentially had 2 cocktails. And our fire alarm notifies the fire department. So I have to be super careful to not, I'm just smoking a glass and set off the alarm. It's like, no, that'll be massively embarrassing. It's good, but this variant. Variant. This is definitely the best one. The first one that I made today is definitely the best variant. You guys do know that I only live half my life in English, right? Yeah, I think that first variant is the one that's going to go into the book. That one was suggested off of my terrible first take by by the calm scribe on TikTok, who on YouTube is a completely different name. Wax Seal Productions, I believe. After the fact, when I put the recipes, or the specs, as the cocktail guys say, down below the doobly-doo, I'll put the link for the Calm Scribe's YouTube channel. He makes many cocktails. He's got 2 or 3 that were accepted by the International Cocktail Authority, the name of which escapes me because I've just had 2 cocktails. Sorry, guys. Holy crap, excuse me. I have not seen you since... It's been a minute. You going live tonight with more drinks? I have no idea what I'm doing tonight. No idea. Maybe it's not part of my plan, but I haven't decided one way or the other. I did notice that Russell on the Discords suggested that I do, but I don't know. It wasn't part of my plan. It depends on how my evening goes. Yeah. If I do go on tonight, maybe I'll just make an old-fashioned or something. Maybe I'll make that tart cherry old-fashioned. Or maybe I'll make my smoked vanilla walnut old-fashioned. Which makes me cry just a little bit. So it's funny, like, most of the guys on here, of course I'm in my shorts. I'm at home. It's minus 12 or minus 13 outside. The low today is minus 25. All right. But in the house, it's like 20 degrees. I have no idea what that is in degrees freedom. But in degrees Canadian, it's 20 degrees. Yeah, so it's nice to see excuse me. Because I believe, excuse me, that Tuesday nights are no good for you. Is that it? That's why you're not around anymore? I think I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, home equals shorts to me. When I was younger, I would wear shorts kind of no matter the weather. About 11 years ago, I was in shorts 362 days of the year, but there was like a couple of weddings and a funeral, 3 weddings and a funeral. You know. David Evans in the house. How's it going? Yes, the drum month is over. So I've just made my first 2 cocktails of 2025. Technically 1 cocktail and 2 variants. I know which variant's going into the book. But as Shawnee suggested, I'm going to see if smoking the glass is going to make one of them pop more than the other. I'm also getting really low on my magical chartreuse. Do you guys know chartreuse? Like, if I was to give you tasting notes, would it like count for any of you? Just a little touch. Okay, that's a really tiny touch. Hold on. So, chartreuse. I can't tell you exactly what's in it because it's a proprietary recipe, but there's like 200 or 300 things in here. No. Cette liqueur est English. This liqueur is made by the Carthusian monks in the heart of the French Alps. It is entirely natural. 130 herbs, plants, and flowers are used in its preparation. It's funny because the whole, like the legend of chartreuse is that it's like 200 or 300 herbs and spices. I don't know if we're talking about green or yellow there, but anyways, that's all it says. So I don't know what the specific herbs and spices are. I can tell you it's a beautifully my brain works differently. So like to me, I'm getting images rather than like, I don't know, ingredients, but like to me, mountain meadow, not all the way up, like the meadow side of a mountain. Not, it's a cool day, but it's not snowing or anything. It's just cool because it's a third of the way up a mountain. There are flowers. There's an evergreen note. Maybe there's a pine forest nearby. Sunny day. I don't know why I said that. I do know why I say that because a rainy smell, like with a lot of petrichor, is a very distinct thing, and I don't get any of that here, which is why I'm thinking, you know, 18 degrees, sunny day, no dampness in the air. There's a heather, but there's also root things happening. Maybe some juniper, like juniper more than like a pine. Maybe a touch of spruce, but it's really a juniper thing. Yeah. Maybe a bit of rosemary. Some thyme, maybe more thyme than rosemary. I'm avoiding the I'm avoiding the obvious line, like, you know, adding parsley and sage in there. Maybe a bit of sage actually, but like nothing. I'm not getting basil, right? This isn't like a pasta kind of herbaceousness. So if I was to taste it, greens, woody, lot of spice. Suddenly I'm getting bark. Not when I say spice, I don't mean like cinnamon and nutmeg. Like, you know, if you're about to make an Indian dish, tandoori chicken, butter chicken, so like, you know, and you see that plate of spices and you're sniffing, and there's cardamom and there's if I had not just had 2 cocktails, I would know exactly. But, you know, like a plate of spices, a spice rack. Like if this spice rack was all open and you take a sniff, all that stuff that comes together. Grass. I want to say a slightly farmy note, but not in the same way as you get with whiskeys, certain whiskeys. Anyways, it's beautiful. They have a recipe on the bottle. Well, enjoy green chartreuse in a snifter over ice, but they also have a chartreuse chocolat, which is to pour a shot of green chartreuse into a cup of hot chocolate. I'll tell you something, this would go beautifully with that because it goes really well with sweetness, right? It goes really well with the Midori. It in fact saves the Midori from being disgusting because Midori can be disgusting like that. It's way better than it was before they changed the recipe. Because before they changed the recipe, it was like insultingly cloyingly sweet. Now it's just cloyingly sweet. This is supposed to be a melon liqueur. I'm going to pour just a touch because I do not like Midori. Yeah, you sniff it, it's, I don't know if it, what kind of melon does it say? No, it says Midori and ginger. 1 part Midori, 2 parts ginger ale. Ingredients: water, sugars, alcohol, brandy, because maybe that's not alcohol. What? Natural and artificial flavor, tartazine, brilliant blue FCF. Don't buy this. I don't know what any of that means. So also Midori used to be made in Japan, now it's made in places like Mexico and apparently Chicago. So we're not talking about a cantaloupe. Maybe a honeydew? It's just overpoweringly sweet. That's the thing. Like, where's the melon, right? Infused with Japanese melons. I guess that's the natural and artificial flavors. So I don't know what a Japanese melon is, but sugary. I don't know. That's atrocious. As a cocktail ingredient, fine, go for it. But it's interesting that the recipe on the back is not whatever the alcohol is over ice, the way it so often is. They know because it's Midori and ginger ale right off the bat. Oh, you're so gross. It's only 20% alcohol by volume. Look, this is to me is a mixer, period. And evidently to them it is also a mixer, period. Yeah. I don't want to buy a full bottle of Midori again. But if my cocktail... What is that?
It's not a good blueberry.
It's not a good blueberry? Okay.
So, didn't you see that it was all squeezed?
Yeah, I thought it was all squished.
Blech.
Okay then. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was bitching and screaming about Midori. So yeah, in this recipe, I kind of wish I had preferred the one that doesn't have the Midori in it. Because it ain't the cheapest stuff. It's not expensive. It's not. But it ain't the cheapest stuff. And I don't like having a bottle of it glaring at me from the bar cart. 59 minutes and 12 seconds. What? So we're going to shut her down at 1 hour. Because I feel that I have gone as far as I can with this. And I've spoken about many different things. And for some reason my daughter seems to have hurt her foot.
My big toe.
Your big toe? Okay, I'll check you in 34 seconds.
It really hurts.
Yeah, it really hurts?
I bumped my big toe on something.
What did you bump it on?
I don't remember.
Okay.
So I was hopping over
You were hopping
there,
over there.
and then I thought then I could from here, so I just hopped to here.
And so you hopped over here. Okay, I'm gonna come and deal with that in a second. All right, people, we're at an hour. So I would like everybody to have a great day. Country Boy Trapped in the City, those of you on my main channel will know, he bought me a bottle of bourbon called, it's the Rabbit Hole. So I may do a thing with that, or I may just open it on the next Tuesday live stream. Aside from that, I'll probably not be buying anything American for the foreseeable future, due to what started today. So if you want to see me open maybe my last bottle of bourbon for 4 years, join the live stream or something. So between now and next time I see you people for my next cocktail live stream, everybody please stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and be kind to one another. Bye, guys.